Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the newsroom. The news is live on the Joy News channel and all our social media platforms. We are Joy News on TV. You can tweet at us and also send your comments. Coming up in the next 60 minutes, widespread condemnation greets invasion of studios of Accra-based UTV during a live program by 16 angry men who said they were there to demand a fair representation for the NPP. We have details as the National Democratic Congress, NDC, calls on the Ghana Police Service to ensure all the culprits are duly prosecuted in accordance with the law. Also this afternoon, Teachers Union NAT says poor working conditions are pushing more teachers to leave the country as the Education Ministry estimates some 10,000 teachers have left the country already.
But the condition in which the teacher is working, that is what is demotivating those who are running out of the country.
And later in the bulletin, St. Louis Senior High School reigns supreme at the preliminary stage of the National Science and Maths Quiz after outclassing Ola Girls Kenyase and St. Joseph Senior High School in a remarkable run. We have details of all these stories and more here on your Joy News channel. Do stay. Now, what you are seeing are some young men who last night invaded the studios of Accra-based television station UTV during a live program, United Showbiz. Now, this afternoon, there is widespread condemnation against the act, with many concerned groups describing it as an affront to press freedom. The Ghana Police Service says it has arrested the 16 men who stormed the studio, and they are now helping with investigations. The angry men said they were there to demand fair representation for the New Patriotic Party on the show, while leader of the group said the entertainment show had turned into a political one, with the NPP and the president treated unfairly and criticized every Saturday evening. He also cited an incident where media personality Kwame Asare, popularly known as A+, tore a letter written by the party to demand equal representation on the show. Listen to leader of the group.
Again, the same person has insulted our general secretary, he has insulted our vice president, he has insulted our president. And there's nobody here to defend them. We are the youth of this country, not only the political party that we belong to, but we are the youth of this country. And we feel that it is unfair on our part. That is why we have come here and want to be part of the program. With all due respect, we respect you so much. Well, the program has turned into a political show. So if you want us to move outside before they start the program and you can assure us that we'll come inside, fine. However, that notwithstanding, we expect that at least, even if you allow maybe about 3 or 4 of us to be here, and then the rest of the team or the invited guests can also join, we'll be glad to do so. That's it.
It's peaceful debate. That's
very peaceful. We are not here to fight.
One
a moment.
Thank you, sir.
While the opposition National Democratic Congress has also condemned the act and is calling on the Ghana Journalists Association and civil society organizations to do same. The party says Ghana's press freedom and democratic credentials are under serious attack as it is calling on the Ghana Police Service to expeditiously investigate the incident and ensure that all the culprits are duly prosecuted in accordance with law. On your screens now are details of that statement published by the NDC, and it reads that the National Democratic Congress has learned with utter disgust a dastardly attack that was visited on the studios of United Television last night. While the station's primetime entertainment show United Showbiz was ongoing, a group of uncivilized hooligans, according to them, belonging to the ruling New Patriotic Party, stormed the studios of UTV disrupted the live program and proceeded to threaten to assault the host and her guest. In the third paragraph, it says it later emerged that these thugs were led by the Kole Klote youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party under the orders of Ernest Owusu-Bempah, a deputy director of communication, and other leading figures of the ruling party. These are claims we can't verify right now, but the fourth paragraph says the NDC condemns this shameful act in no uncertain terms, as there can be no place for such uncivilized and beastly conduct in a democracy. Let's move on to the last two paragraphs, where the party says that we further call on the Ghana Police Service to expeditiously investigate this incident and ensure that all the culprits are duly prosecuted in accordance with law. And also says the NDC shall be monitoring every development on this important matter and will not accept anything short of justice. That statement is signed by the Sami Jenfi. Yes, that statement is signed by Sami Jenfi. Now, let's get more on this, because let's get more on this. A lot of reactions so far on social media. You've been sharing your thoughts with us. Our handles are Joe News on TV. You can tweet at us with your thoughts. We'll be reading them shortly. But the National Media Commission says it is concerned about the reported attacks on UTV and is working with the Ghana Police Service to address the situation. While the Commission is concerned about the increasing use of violence as preferred method for addressing grievances against media and journalists. Well, on your screens now, we'll bring you a statement by the Commission and then let you hear their thoughts on it. We're also making contact to get the government to see if we can reach out to the Ministry of Communications and Information as well to get their thoughts on this. Well, we know that government has also condemned the act. The Ministry of Information says it is condemning it and in no uncertain terms any unauthorized entry into the media organization in protest at media conference or interference with media work. The Ministry of Information has released a statement on your screens that will be rolling shortly. We'll also be speaking to the National Communications Officer of the NDC shortly as well. But let's read that statement. It's on your screens. It says, the Ministry of Information on Saturday, October 7, 2023, made a report to the Ghana Police Service to intervene in an incident at the studios of UTV, a private TV station in Accra. This follows reports to the Media Monitoring Center of the Ministry that a group of persons had entered UTV studio allegedly without authorization to express displeasure at the content of a live TV program. The police subsequently arrested 16 persons at the premises of UTV, and investigations are currently ongoing. The ministry condemns in no uncertain terms any unauthorized entry into the media organization in protest at media content or interference with media work. The right to free expression, now this is key, and freedom of the media are key pillars of our democracy and must be fiercely protected. The ministry stands with the police and the courts in the conduct of their duty. Also, this paragraph is quite interesting. It says the ministry wishes to encourage the media, especially broadcast media shows and panelists, to do their utmost to help promote national cohesion, even as they exercise their fundamental freedom. What does this mean? Well, we'll try and reach out to the ministry to get a better understanding of what this means, but that's signed by the Information Minister, Kojopo Nkrumah. Now, joining us is the Director for the NPP, Director of Communications, Richard Ahiangba. Thank you so much for joining us here on Joe Newsroom. Now, first off, the NDC is alleging that these men were led by the Klote Kole youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party under the orders of Ernest Owusu-Bempah, a deputy director of communications, and other leading figures of the NPP. Can you confirm this?
Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm sure you received our statement, copy of our statement that we released moments ago. And
I'm sure my producers are working to put that on screen for us.
Okay. I would appreciate it if you had discussed that before, but be that as may, I think I can answer your question. I listened to the NDC statement and I read it, but I think that the NDC should not get ahead of itself in commenting on this matter. As a party, we condemn it unreservedly, and we apologize to UTV and the individuals involved in the management of the program, the panelists. We have extended that apology to them. I was there in the night, spoke to them off camera and on camera to offer our apology and to make clear that the New Patriotic Party did not sanction that activity and will not sanction that. And so therefore, our position is to say there are other ways of dealing with issues, and certainly what happened yesterday is not one of them, and we condemn it. But the point I wanted to make is relative to the NDC's assumptions that they are making. As you indicated, police are in the process of investigating this matter. There hasn't been any conclusion. There hasn't been come out with who was directing these affairs. And therefore, to begin to mention people's names and cast these aspersions as though that they know for a fact who is leading this, I think is most regrettable. In any case, they as a party doesn't have a superior record on media freedom. Just yesterday, they were the ones oppressing the media. They were the ones shit-bombing media houses. And in this country, we're here. We're not that old, but we're here long enough to know that the NDC is not a party to want to gloat over infractions in the media. What I think as a country we need to focus on is to try to work and expand the coast of freedom and allow the media to do their work and guarantee that environment to do that work. And that is integral to the values of our tradition, and we are committed to doing that. So I guess what we all need to do now is to await the police to complete their investigation, which the party has indicated to fully cooperate with the police to find out exactly what the issues were and who were behind it. So until that is done, I don't think that the NDC is in the right when they begin to cast this false aspersions on people, indicating who is organizing it or who is behind it. Let's be patient and await the police report.
Are you a key member of the party? I'm sure meetings have happened closed door. You're watching the visuals right now on the screen. Can you identify these individuals? Are they indeed party members?
I don't have a screen before me, but I guess the point really now that we're having to discuss is not whether this person is part of NPP or not. There are individuals there that we know are members of the party. But the critical point that needs to be made, which is important and consequential for the conversation now, is whether or not what it did was acceptable, whether or not what it did was sanctioned by the party, and the answer to those questions are no. Party didn't sanction it, and the party doesn't condone or accept that as a way of expressing displeasure. However bad, however concerning it is not the way to express dissatisfaction with any media house and their output. And so that is clear, and that's what we really want to stick with. The rest of the concerns that you may want to investigate will become necessary once the police report comes out and we know who these individuals are, and then we can take it from there. But for now, we want to be clear that the party didn't sanction this act, and we condemn it unreservedly.
Yeah, that we can confirm. I was only making mention of you watching the visuals because earlier you had requested for the NPP statement to be put on screen, so I had presumed that you were monitoring situations. But then right now, do you have a copy of this video in circulation? Have you watched the video?
Oh, certainly, yes. And as I indicated to you, I watched the video. In fact, I was there last night. I've seen the individuals who were arrested by the police. And as a party representative, we did assure the police that they have our full cooperation to proceed with their investigations. So I know the individuals. All I was trying to emphasize to you is that the present issue of concern is whether or not, as a party, we condone that act, and the answer is no. And the question also again is whether, as a party, we sanctioned that activity yesterday, and the answer is no.
Now, let's look at prosecution. You say you are aiding with investigations. Can you confirm if indeed these individuals were deployed from the Kolekote constituency?
Well, okay, I guess I've answered that question, but I'll answer it again. Wherever they came from was not the doing of the party. The party didn't ask them. The party didn't send them there. And so where they came from, whether from Kolekote or wherever else, the party had no hand in that. So I cannot answer that question for you.
Oh, but I'm not asking if the party had deployed them. I'm asking if you can confirm what constituency they came from.
Well, I can't confirm that, and that again is something that the police investigation will identify for us, because I'm sure that will be part of the issues the police will want to understand. The identity, where they come from, will be key in the police investigation. So I think we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. The issue clearly is that the New Patriotic Party condemns the act because it is sanctioned, and if it was up to us to deal with any displeasure in the media, it will be through dialogue, and we would have approached the media house, not to send people to disrupt a live program.
Now, finally, before we let you go, one of the reasons that they gave for invading that show is that they believe that the show was biased towards the NPP. Have you received such reports? Because they claim that they had sent a letter demanding fair representation on the show, and it was torn on air by A+. Have you received that information?
Well, certainly, that is public information, as it were. There are concerns expressed about the show, as you heard them say, but the point that needs to be emphasized, that is consequential for this conversation we're having, is that appropriate, the means they chose yesterday, is that the appropriate means to address any concern, no matter what the concern is? And the answer is no. And so the justification or the concern, the idea that there's an existing concern doesn't arise. The question is the mode of executing your concern or advancing your concern is what we're talking about, and the position of the party is that is not an acceptable way of doing it, and we didn't sanction that, and we will not sanction an action like that.
Thank you so much. Richard Ahiamba is Communications Director for the NPP. We'll be keeping an eye on this story. We'll bring you updates as and when we have it. Now, let's move on to other stories. President of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT, Reverend Owusu Isaac, says the poor working conditions in the country are pushing more teachers to leave the country. Well, according to the Education Minister, some 10,000 teachers trained by the state have already left the country in search of better working conditions. Registrar of the National Teaching Council, Dr. Christian Adai-Poku, says the high attrition rate of teachers poses a great threat to the future of the nation's education sector. But speaking on Joy News, the president of NAT, Reverend Isaac Owusu, said until conditions are improved, more will leave.
You see, apart from what the registrar quoted, that 10,000 are successful to go to UK. Samson, there are others who are already in Canada. There are others who are already in South Africa. There are others who are already in China. You see, day in, day out, any teacher in Ghana who gets opportunity is ready to leave. It isn't that the teacher didn't get the requirement to teach in Ghana. But the condition in which the teacher is working, that is what is demotivating those who are running out of the country. So you go to Accra, you see a class about 2-3 teachers in one class. But when you go to the rural areas, schools on islands, a whole basic school which needs about 16 teachers, you only see 3 teachers, including the head teacher, managing class 1 to JS 3. You see, when you look at the outcome of the teachers' work, it is clear that Ghanaian teachers are really doing well. But the income that comes to the teacher is one that is demotivating him or her to go to UK. So that is why we are saying that until we add the better condition of service for the teachers. You see, if the teacher realizes that now I can compete with any other teacher in the world, and of course, those who are receiving the Ghana Teacher Prize, I think some of them even went to African Union and they were able to receive some awards. It tells us that yes, the policy formulators and the employers, what they should think about that, yes, once we are bringing this globalization standardized, then we should also make sure that we have equal income that will not even deter the teacher from even thinking of traveling outside the country.
Well, Director of Communications with the governing New Patriotic Party, Richard Ahiama, says the development is worrying.
Giving the chance, people will take a better opportunity if they can have it. So the issue is, how do we make education and teaching attractive? And it's a policy conversation with myself. I think the government has done well so far, but the practical issue that requires all of us to pitch in and just say that there has been a historical problem. People don't want to accept posting to the rural areas. And you asked a very important question. Is it something that we as citizens also must accept responsibility? Because if at the end of the day you've been given teacher trainee allowance, nursing trainee allowance, you have finished school, government has spent on you. In fact, one of the motivation for paying those allowances is that you will accept postings.
Exactly.
Okay, so right now, the teacher association groups and all of that should not be looking to government. They should be looking to their group members and asking, you accepted to take those funding. So I think that we should look at it and how is it as a people we can resolve this issue. It takes a whole village now to look at this issue. Let's not apportion blame. And I think the minister was candid and honest in saying that our problem is not necessarily the numbers, it's the acceptance. And I'll tell you, I have seen it. I have seen it firsthand. I have videos. There's this organization I'm associated with, CDS Africa, has an initiative. I think we had a chat with the minister about this. Went to the Upper East, Northern region, Upper East, Northern region, and Northeast. And what audit we did shows that we have a school where there is only 2 teachers. To manage from in some cases kindergarten or primary to primary 6, and they are torn between the classes. There is a class we see where the 2, because there's only 1 teacher teaching about 3 different classes, they're all in the same classroom. And other classrooms are abandoned. So the point is a situation where we have to look at ourselves and look at the teacher associations and say, what can we do? What are the interventions that must come? And so perhaps as members of parliament, we can look at specific interventions that we can bring to ensure that we are able to ensure that teachers posted to these rural communities can go. I agree that we have teachers, but then they don't want to accept posting to certain places. And I don't begrudge them, but I'm only saying that when the state has spent on you, you have an obligation to the state to accept the postings that you are given to do that national service that you've been paid to obtain education for. So
right.
For host of News File on John News, Samson Ladi Ayenini says the high attrition rate is an indictment on the professionals trained with taxpayers' money.
There's a great deal of fairness in this particular commentary. And as citizens, we must also embrace that, and so that we don't have these sections of society, hold government to ransom all the time. That your training is being paid for, and immediately you are done. You are not even waiting for a day. You are looking for the next ticket to go and give that service to another country. That's unfair.
Yeah.
Well, Ghana has presented the ratified instrument of African Union Convention on Cross-Border Cooperation to the African Union Commission at a ceremony at the African Union Commission headquarters at Addis Ababa on Monday, 4th of September. Ghana signed the agreement to the convention on the 4th of July 2017. The agreement was further ratified by Parliament of Ghana on 9th of February 2023. The African Union Convention on Cross-Border Cooperation, known as the Niamey Convention, is a framework for collaboration across borders which ensures integration of Africa and enhances prospects for peaceful resolution of boundary disputes between member states. The aim of the convention is to promote cross-border cooperation and to ensure peaceful resolution of border disputes. Maxwell Agbagba has more in this report.
The Niamey Convention is a framework for collaboration across borders which ensures integration in Africa. The aim of the convention is to promote cross-border cooperation and to ensure peaceful resolution of border disputes. 18 out of 55 member states have signed the convention, with 8 of the countries, including Ghana, ratifying the convention. The African Union has over the years promoted cross-border cooperation as part of efforts aimed at achieving an integrated continent where borders would serve as bridges for peace, growth and development. The instrument was received by the legal counselor of the African Union Commission in the presence of officials of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ghana Embassy in Ethiopia. Ghana has thus become the 8th country to ratify the convention. Speaking after presenting the instrument, the Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Bankole Adeoye, congratulated the government and people of Ghana for ratifying the African Union Convention on Cross-Border Cooperation. He further praised the Ghana Boundary Commission for the strides made within the few years of its existence. He expressed appreciation and excitement of the work of the Ghana Boundary Commission as one of the vibrant commissions in Africa whose work has been geared towards the prevention of boundary conflict along the international land and maritime boundaries of Ghana and its neighbors. The Commissioner revealed that the AU Commission had monitored the progressive work of the Ghana Boundary Commission with the neighboring boundary commissions of Côte d'Ivoire, Togo and Burkina Faso, and was impressed with the commitment and enthusiasm of the Commission.
See how passionate you are about the Ghana Boundary Commission and its activities, the history, the parliamentary act that set it in motion, the inauguration of the board by His Excellency President Nana-Addo, and how you have been working since then with Togo, with Côte d'Ivoire, with Nigeria, and your request to definitely serve as chief advocate for the Niamey Convention. We fully buy into that. And one of the things that I'm going to ask my team to do is that I know that in the last 2 years, one time under Cameroon, we discussed the question of border. It was even at the ministerial level, we recall. It was at ministerial level. But the emphasis should now zero in on the Niamey Convention. We need to get the 8 countries. Because I know also very well that the Nigerian Boundary Commission works in both international and internal. Because communities fight over land and food for erosion, because of climate change impact, there's always that clash. So the government made sure that they had the 2 focus areas, both internal and external.
For us, as a Boundary Commission, we started and we're doing very well. We think that our advocacy can lead us. And I'll just give you an example. The African Union Border Program, in collaboration with GIZ, is bringing all the SADC countries to Ghana somewhere in the 10th week of October for us to coach them on how to establish boundary commissions.
In addition, Ethiopia will be joining, Guinea, Australia will be joining. So it's going to be a big thing, and we'll show them what to do, especially the legal aspects, the legal frameworks, what to do internally to be able to get this. We're a very vibrant commission. We want to lead an advocacy in Africa, not only for countries to ratify the convention, but for us to ensure that the convention itself, the letter and spirit of the convention is applied to all countries, so that the African countries within the African Union will live peacefully.
National Coordinator of the Ghana Boundary Commission, Major General Imanokotia, also met the team from GIZ.
We still continue to depend on the regional office here so far as various support is concerned, and I know that we are having a lot of programs that we're kind of action we are going to unfold from now until next year. We are also very happy that GIZ is giving us the opportunity to mentor some countries from SADC, to mentor them in Accra on how to establish boundary commissions, which we've mentioned to the EU, and they're very excited about it. And we want to use that opportunity as well to be advocates of or ambassadors of countries ratifying the African Union Convention on Cross-Border Cooperation.
The Ghana Boundary Commission led the process of facilitating the ratification of the Niamey Convention in close collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, the Ministry of Justice, the Office of the Attorney General, and other relevant agencies. The ratification by Ghana was achieved through careful stakeholder meetings organized under the auspices of the Ghana Boundary Commission to ensure broad consultations and inputs prior to the ratification of the convention by the Ghana. National Coordinator of the Ghana Boundary Commission, Major General Imanokotia, said based on joint activities between neighboring countries, the convention will facilitate the development of boundaries and ease free movement of persons and goods along common borders. The objectives of the Niamey Convention include, but not limited to, the promotion of cross-border cooperation at local, sub-regional and regional level, the facilitation of the peaceful resolution of boundary disputes, the promotion of peace and stability through conflict prevention and continental integration, the transformation of border areas into catalysts for growth, socio-economic and political integration of the continent. Ghana stands to benefit immensely from the Niamey Convention in various aspects. First, the convention provides a legal framework for the development and implementation of cross-border initiatives. These initiatives will provide mutually beneficial projects, infrastructure, and facilities for border communities across Ghana and its neighbors. The convention also formalizes cooperation between Ghana and other stakeholders, as well as institutionalized cross-border cooperation through a continent-accepted framework. The economic benefits are also many.
Now let's do other stories. Over 120 observers are being dispatched by the Economic Community of West African States for Tuesday's elections in Liberia. All countries in the country, or counties in the country, will receive ECOWAS presence. So far, the long-term observation team has been working with the National Election Commission in Liberia to resolve concerns raised by some stakeholders. Naya Ojima, who is in Monrovia for the election, caught up with Samuel Kokuaindo of the Atta Mills Institute and filed this report.
We are 2 days away from the big election in Liberia. It's the fourth consecutive election since Liberia adopted democratic rule. Today, ECOWAS is dispatching its observers to the various counties here in Liberia, and Mr. Samuel Kweku Anidohu, a Ghanaian and a politician for that matter, is one of the observers on this mission. I'll be having a brief interaction with him about what he has picked up so far. He's been through town, he's been observing things within Liberia, Monrovia to be precise, and he's picked a few things. Let's go straight to him and have a conversation with him. Mr. Anidohu, welcome.
Well, thank you, my brother.
How has your stay been?
Well, excellent so far.
So we are a few days away from the big election. Now we know that the UP the Unity Party is trying to stage a comeback in Liberia. CDC now is in power, is in control, but it looks like the UP is doing everything possible to snatch power from them. What has been your observation so far?
Well, as you are aware, I'm an ECOWAS observer from Ghana, of course under the auspices of the Atamils Institute. And so we are just here to observe. So like you said, today is the main deployment day. I am going with my team to Nimba County, which is about 6 hours drive from Monrovia. But what we've observed so far is that the security situation seems very much under control. There's no heightened security tension. Yesterday, for example, was the main campaign day, last one for the Unity Party. And throughout town, they flowed freely. You hardly saw heavy military police presence. And then, interestingly, I happened to be around the headquarters of the CDC, which is the ruling party. And there was not a single human being in CDC colors intending to stop the UP Unity Party from proceeding. And for me, I think that the general feeling is that in the build-up to the elections on Tuesday, the political parties are campaigning freely. Of course, today is also the last day for the ruling government, so the city is going to be awash with their. Yesterday it was green and white, so we observe.
We're taking a quick breather here on Joy Newsroom. My name is Fostina, Sarfo. When we come back, we'll take you to Kumasi, where the Love FM Habitat Fair is currently ongoing. Do stay. Thanks for staying with us. Now, approximately 1 million Ghanaian youths stand to benefit from a 5-year career life project aimed at addressing the country's growing graduate unemployment crisis. Spearheaded by Level Up Consults, the 1 Million Cities initiative seeks to nurture the next generation of ethical leaders to combat the declining leadership standards within the country. Chairperson of the Institute of Directors Ghana, Angela Carmen Appiah, stressed the pressing need to enhance leadership quality across sectors, especially among the youth. There's more in this report.
Ghana's socio-economic challenges have been attributed to poor leadership at various levels. Speaking to the press during the joint launch of a 5-year career life project and its accompanying book, Career Path, written by Bernard Kwam, the board chairperson of the Institute of Directors Ghana, Angela Carmen Appiah, underscored the urgency of improving leadership quality across sectors, particularly among the youth.
We have people who have significant pedigree. They are respectable people in society, but when they speak, they leave so much to be desired. And it is for some of these challenges why they are learning all this positive intelligence, cultural intelligence, affirmatively disruptive questions. How do you talk to authority? Because an authority is not just somebody who is older, but somebody who has a particular portfolio, like a soldier in uniform. So you are respecting that uniform, that position, that role. So you must approach them with that dignity, so you get what you want. But we don't have this kind of appreciation anymore. So that awareness, that lack of sensitivity is what we want to now bring back, so that we appreciate that there is a way of doing things. There is an expectation for leaders, the way you talk, the way you walk, decorum, tact and diplomacy. It's not for nothing that we choose words to communicate. There's a reason why you use honorable. Now you even find people being called honorable, and immediately the person finishes honorable, they insult.
Bernard Kwam, the writer and CEO of Level Up Consult, stated that the 5-year-long career plan project will, among other things, equip the next generation of youth with critical skills that will alleviate the burden of unemployment on the government.
The Career Life Project is a 5-year personal development for the youth in Ghana. It is Ghana specific. It is geared towards impacting the life of 1 million Ghanaian youth. The focus of it is to engage the minds, the intellectual discourses that is going to bring up what we call practical, meaningful living.
Well, on his 60th birthday, Ghana's Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, chose a path of compassion and generosity, leaving a lasting imprint. He celebrated by giving back, shining a light on the needs of the Kumasi Children's Home in the Ashanti region. Dr. Bawumia's heartfelt gift of a bus, 60,000 Ghana cedis and other essential items promise a better future for inmates there. Kofi Asare has more in this report.
At the heart of Kumasi, within the Ashanti region, lies the Kumasi Children's Home, a haven for over 80 children who have faced life's harshest realities. The challenges faced by this home came to the forefront when the manager, Mabel Amponsa, expressed their struggle with transporting the children to and fro educational and social programs.
We have 86 children comprising 30 girls and the remaining being boys. Out of these 86, we have 28 being children with special needs. For now, we need a bigger bus to carry the children to and fro educational and social programs.
Responding to this call for help, Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia extended a helping hand as he celebrates 6 decades of a remarkable life. A generous donation of a coaster bus, 60,000 Ghana cedis and other essential items was made to ease the burden on Kumasi Children's Home.
If you look at the situation, everybody needs a supportive hand in this country, but the most needful people are the orphans. Kumasi Children's Home put their prior request before me that they are in need of coaster bus. So on this special day of me, I am presenting you the coaster bus.
My birthday present, coaster bus.
The Vice President's benevolent act has sent ripples of hope, inspiring others to join in and support causes that uplift the underprivileged.
We thank His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia for donating our long-awaited bus, to be precise, coastal bus, to Kumasi Children's Home for educational and social trips. In fact, we are so grateful. This will also enable the children to see what happens outside world.
As Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia celebrates 6 decades of a remarkable life, he is demonstrating that true celebration lies in giving to those in need. Kofi Asare's report, read to you.
Let's turn attention now to some news from the 2023 National Science and Maths Quiz. In a culminating fierce competition, an unexpected twist and turns, Kumasi Academy beat Sims Senior High School and Sandema Senior High School to qualify for the 1H stage of the 2023 National Science and Maths Quiz. Here's my colleague Jacqueline Ansuma-Yeboah with more.
Just won with some cool 50 points. How do you feel?
Oh, I am overexcited. Yeah. I believe in them that they can do it. Yeah, we can do it.
We are the best school in the world. Right now, you are not done yet. We are going to 1A stage. What do you have to say about this?
Nothing to fear. We have our God of Kumaka here. And we know that you're going to bring the national science and maths quiz.
Okay, so we have some of their trainers here that would like to speak to. It was a fierce contest between the 3 schools. We had Sandema Senior High School and Kumaka with Sims having some 47 and Kumaka with 50. How do you feel about this?
In fact, it has really been a very, 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 very tense and tough contest. But I'm much happy that my boys were able to stand their ground. Even with a deduction of -5, they were not perturbed by this deduction of minus, and they were able to stand on their grounds and still come out victorious. I think we've learned something from that. And as we move onto the 1A stage, we are going to do better than that, and we are going to correct our mistakes. We also wish Sims the very best. I think they have a very good score, which will help them to become one of the runners-up as part of the 12 schools that can join the other schools in 1/8, and we are praying that God will take us through. I know that as God has started this good work, we'll definitely get to the finals.
Well, Sims was one of your biggest contenders, because looking back at the regional qualifiers, they did marvelously great in their contest. Did you see them as a threat in any way?
Oh yes, it is a competition, it is a quiz. You have your day, you win.
How was the feeling when you were on stage? You were deducted some 5 months. How did you feel?
Yeah, we were able to control ourselves. We were able to get.
Did you feel sad when you were deducted?
Oh yeah, we felt a little bit sad, but we saw that that's not the end of the contest. We were going to the true or false round. The true or false, we could get it wrong, we could get it correct. So we weren't tested. We were very confused.
Just as you can see, their excitement is way beyond us right now. They've been expressing themselves as to how they feel today. But I have students from Sims Senior High School, and how do you feel right now?
Well, great stuff there. They stunned their competitors and threw the crowd into a frenzy in a masterful display of wit and speed, motivated by their motto, Primus Inter Pares. The pace setters of St. Louis Senior High School have entered the 1/8 stage of the National Science and Maths Quiz as a top scorer at the preliminary stage so far. There's more in this report by Emmanuel Brightqueku.
Who sings to whom we shall be one. The will of God. St. Louis, the pace setters, the Primus Inter Pares. We shall always be.
All right, in a masterful display, St. Louis Girls Senior High School have won their contest, and by far they are the top scorers for our preliminary stage. Just as we saw during the qualification, they qualified to the national stage with some 65 points, and today they've won their contest with 52 points.
It feels very exhilarating to know that we are the top school at this point in the competition, and it just makes us feel like we can do better in the upcoming stages.
Okay, so meaning should we expect a lot more, or this is the least marks you are going to give us during this particular year of the National Science and Maths Quiz?
Oh, I wouldn't promise anything, but I know we can do better if we put out our best, and we are going to do better as it goes on.
You met a ladies' school, and I heard you girls saying something. What did you say?
Are your girls good? No, sorry.
So literally you are saying Kenya and Siola girls are not good, or what is? They are
not our match. Yeah.
So who is your match?
No girls' school.
There is wrestling girls, there is Yasantua and the others.
No, we don't see them.
They are just kids.
Yeah, they are just kids.
They are just kids.
Oh, you are also old girls from St. Louis. Which year did you come, please?
2021.
And then you?
2021 as well.
Okay, so you're also part of the quiz girls. Seeing your girls, and I wouldn't want you to compare, but do you see any improvements and that they have the ability to actually clinch the title and become the first girls' school to win the NSMQ?
Well, the ability is, they do have the ability, and we see ourselves in them. So we know that they are definitely going to go farther than we did.
Watch out for something so unexpected yet mind-blowing, and don't dare underestimate us. Don't you dare. Even if you end up winning at any stage, it would be the toughest contest you've ever had.
So I understand you have a target in this particular contest, a particular school you'd want to beat. I understand it's Presec Legon. In case you meet them, what is going to happen?
We'll do our best in case
you don't have any message for them. It's up to you. You might be sending some shock waves to them.
Oh no, for now we will know that we will do our best if in case we meet them in any contest.
We're going to show them. Yeah, we will show them.
Well, if your school hasn't qualified for the 1H stage, all you have to do is keep mute and watch them brag. Now, let's take you back to Kumasi, where the Lava Firm's Republic Bank Habitat Fair has entered its last day, with patrons negotiating housing and construction deals with discounted rates from our exhibitors. Lava Firm's Monalisa Frimpong has been interacting with some exhibitors as well as patrons.
Well, let me speak to some exhibitors. I would also speak to patrons, but let me visit the stand of Syntex Tank, and already I have seen some patrons. Let me go over to speak with them. I have my gentleman here with me. Hello, sir. Please, your name?
My name is Justice Avagwedo.
Okay, it's nice meeting you. How many stands have you visited? I've seen you visit quite a number of them. Could you share your experiences and the services they're offering you?
Oh, really nice. I started right from Republic Bank. I visited a lot of them, the real estate stands, and this is where we are currently, the Syntex Group. I think the products they have on sale are all nice, and prices are also affordable with some kind of discounts. And I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the day we should carry at least one of the Syntex products here. I've been hearing a lot about them, and I just want to see exactly, yeah.
Okay, so today is day 3. How would you assess this Habitat Fair as you have come here?
I think it's a nice exposure. Actually, I heard of you in Accra and Tema, so I decided visiting you when you come to Kumasi, and lo and behold, we are here. It's a nice experience.
Thank you very much. Well, let me go over to speak to my gentleman from Syntex Tank. What do you have for us?
Yeah, I'm Jacob Osei. Yeah. We are Syntex Tank. Syntex Tank is designed to store water safely. Their tanks are very strong and they are very durable too. So we have a slogan as in air tough, air strong. Yeah, and it comes with different colors. We have sizes from 100 liters to 25,000 liters, both for local and also industrial purpose to also use. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You heard my gentleman from Syntex Tank, and they have been in existence for over 25 years with excellence in service. I moved to Asante Hene's Land Secretariat before I engage Joseph, who will speak with me. Let me also engage some patrons. Good afternoon. Well, please, could you tell me your name and then why you decided to visit this particular stand? I've seen you sat here for quite some time.
Speak.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Fostina. I just came to do some inquiries about why they are here.
Sure, thank you very much. And have you visited any of the stands aside this one?
Yes, a couple of them.
And what other services they offered you? I know some are offering free discounts, and there are some stands where you go to, they give you a gift for free.
No, I just passed through to do some few inquiries. I haven't gotten freebies yet. I'm still working through.
Sure, thank you very much. But how would you assess the Habitat Fair?
Very insightful.
Sure, thank you very much. I go over to speak to Joseph. Yeah, Joseph, give me a few minutes. What is Asante Hene Land Secretariat known for? I know you are into land, but please explain further.
My name is Francis. Asante Land Secretariat is basically where all lands registration starts. All lands registration pertaining to lands at Kumasi traditional area. There's a wrong idea that it starts at Lands Commission, it starts at District Assembly. It's totally wrong. When you are given an allocation, the first thing you have to do is to immediately send to our place. An allocation is just an introductory letter to you that to be given to us that you have been apportioned the land. So therefore, we should take it and start a list documentation process for you. Most people don't know. That's why we are here to educate them that wherever they are hiding their locations, they have to bring to us so that we can work on it.
Sure, thank you very much, Francis. I got your name right this time. So you heard Francis of Asante Hene Land Secretariat, and they are into lease documentation, lease renewal, deed of variation, mortgages, assignments, valuation. Let me also visit the stand of Interplast Ghana Limited. Good morning. What do you do, Interplast?
Okay, Interplast is a pipe manufacturing company, but part of our products, we have the Everlast, as you see here. It's a UPVC window. We are into doors as well, all UPVC, manufactured here in Ghana. We also have irrigation system for your farm or your lawn as well. We have ceiling panel that we call TNG, and we have various products as well for construction.
While the fair is ongoing, you could make time to pass by and also purchase a house if you can. It's the right time. It's 2023. Let's make it happen. Just a few more months to the end of the year. My name is Fostina. Sarfo. For more news, please log on to myjoyonline.com. Up next is the law. I'll be monitoring because, of course, there's a lot to learn.